breaks into your neighbor's house. This is your mind, your brain being worried about a threat. I know it can be very difficult to view pain as something that is not bad, something that is not harmful, an evolutionary bias we have. What this means is humans have a bias towards pessimism, towards fear. Pain does not equal damage. Take for example, the first time you have to do a presentation in front of a classroom. Your heart is racing, you might be nervous or excited, you're not sure how things will go, and you might be a little bit scared or afraid of it. The brain is the most powerful drug cabinet in the world. What this means is that Hey guys, if you're new to this channel, I'm an online health coach with certifications in physical therapy, personal training, and acceptance and commitment therapy. Any information on this channel should not be used as a substitute for medical advice. If you're dealing with something severe, something serious, please make sure to visit a medical care professional. In less severe cases, you can always use my free resources and my coaching on Variita.com. Hope you enjoy. It's important to understand what pain is, because once you understand what pain is, your pain experience will be improved. Most of the time, your pain will be reduced and you'll be in more control over it. Understanding how things work can have drastic changes on the human experience. Take for example, the first time you have to do a presentation in front of a classroom. Your heart is racing, you might be nervous or excited. That's because the presenting in front of the classroom is your first time and it's an unknown. You don't know what to expect and you don't know how things will go. It's the same with working in a group, in a project, with people you haven't met before. You don't know how these people will be, how they will contribute, and if you can rely on them. You might be nervous on the unknown of the unexpected outcome of the situation. Once you learn and understand how the situation will be by meeting these people, by getting to know them, you will be less nervous and less afraid of the situation. Understanding pain has a similar effect on the human body. If pain is an unknown, something you can be scared of, can be afraid of, your body will respond differently to it. Once you understand that you don't have to be afraid of pain, our pain experience will be improved. So let's get into it. What is pain and how does it work? Pain is a protective mechanism designed by the human body to protect ourselves from a perceived threat or an actual threat. This means you can experience pain when there's damage done to your body, obviously, when you cut yourself or someone punches you, the very primal examples of pain. But you can also experience pain when you are very stressed and scared. You can also experience pain when there's not a lot of damage, there's only a perceived threat. When you stub your toe or when there's an ingrown nail, there's not much real damage, but the pain can be quite severe in some cases. You can also have things like headaches, it's also a kind of pain, or things like stomach cramps or chest pains, when there's nothing actually going wrong, but there's a perceived threat by the brain that you need protecting. Other examples can be overtraining, right? Going for a long run when you haven't ran in a long time doesn't mean there is damage to the human body, but it can mean that your body is trying to protect you by producing pain because it's not used to the current stimulus and it thinks the current stimulus might be a threat to eventually actually cause an injury. But it all comes down to your body trying to protect you from a perceived threat or an actual threat. To make things simpler, you can view pain as an alarm system. An alarm system of your home that, once triggered, will produce pain. So let's say, for example, someone breaks into your house and an alarm goes off. This might be you spraining an ankle or hurting yourself in any way. This is an actual threat. So the alarm system goes off to protect you. Now that the alarm system went off, your system gets a little bit more sensitive. You might install a stronger alarm system or, for example, a camera. Now let's say there's a perceived threat, not an actual threat. So someone breaks into your neighbor's house. This is your mind, your brain being worried about a threat. It's worried about the pain that you experienced before, or you see an uneven road and you're worried you're going to sprain your ankle again. but you don't actually sprain your ankle. But pain is produced. The alarm still goes off because there was a break-in next door. Your alarm system is more sensitive and it's responding to things that are not actually a threat. It's a perceived threat. Once again, this worrying, this sensitization of the alarm system can cause it to become even more sensitive. So the next time you only hear footsteps outside of your home, the alarm might even go off, dogs go barking, the camera starts recording, even though there's only the sound of footsteps. The alarm system is responding to a perceived threat. So you see how there's a difference between an actual threat, someone breaking into your home and alarms going off, just as there is a response from the alarm system to a perceived threat. That's how your brain works with pain. You can actually sprain your ankle, or you can be worried about spraining your ankle. Your brain makes a calculated decision based on the context, the environment, the state your body is in, and the perceived threat or actual threat that is in the present moment. So how do we turn down the alarm system to reduce the pain, reduce the sensitivity that is around? Like I said, understanding pain will reduce the fear you have and will reduce the perceived threat that your mind comes up with in contexts that shouldn't really be causing so much fear and in return pain. In the alarm system metaphor, this could be you ordering a package from a delivery service and letting them deliver the package in front of the door. You know when they arrive, you know who it is, and you'll know they won't come inside your home and just deliver the package in front of the door. That's graded exposure. This would be like moving your ankle a little bit up and down in a safe context without putting too much pressure on it. You're letting your mind know, you're letting your body know, it's safe to move, it's okay to move. The delivery guy is not a threat, moving the ankle is not a threat, movement is not a threat. Now the next step might be accepting the package from the delivery service at your home. The alarm system will be less sensitive, you might be calmed down, and you might remove the camera system because you're starting to have more trust in the environment. In the case of your ankle, this might be going for a walk, doing some light exercise, and finding a little bit more challenge in movement. The step after that, in graded exposure, in turning down the alarm system and letting your brain know there's no actual threat and there's no perceived threat, is for example by allowing the delivery person to come inside your house for a cup of coffee and then sending him on his way again. For the ankle, this might be start with some weightlifting or some light jogging, finding a new challenge, letting your mind know it is okay. There's no threat. Now, there are other factors that can contribute to your pain experience other than your perception, your thoughts and beliefs, and the context that you're in. On the screen, you can see 6 factors that can heavily influence your pain experience. Are you living a sedentary lifestyle or are you living an active lifestyle? Are you sleeping well? Do you have good sleep, poor sleep? Are you stressed or do you have your stress managed? Do you have a supportive system around you? Or do you have very negative people around you? Is your weight at a healthy amount? Or are you overweight or underweight? How is your diet? How is your hydration? These are very tangible factors that you can influence that can have a drastic impact on your pain experience. Addressing these will make your body more resilient and your brain less likely to produce pain. In another video, we'll go into depth on how these factors influence your pain experience. But for now, just know that addressing these factors and understanding that if one of these factors are completely out of balance, it's very likely that you're going to be in pain. The more of these factors are out of balance, the more extreme of a difference there is in these factors, the more likely it is for your body to experience pain, for your mind to produce pain. As I like to say, if one or more of these factors are completely out of balance, in excessive amounts, don't be surprised that you're in pain. Don't be surprised if you're in pain if one of these factors or more of these factors are completely out of balance. As I hinted at it before, your brain plays a massively important role in the production of pain, and it can also play a massive role in the reduction of pain. The brain is the most powerful drug cabinet in the world. What this means is that the brain has the ability to release a wide range of endogenous chemicals, such as endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, noradrenaline, endogenous cannabinoids, that can change the way you experience pain. The brain can amplify or dampen pain through its own chemical system. In threatening context, such as a break into your house, spraining an ankle, the brain may release substances that increase the pain sensitivity. These are things such as pro-inflammatory cytokines and excitatory neurotransmitters. The brain can release pain-reducing chemicals like endorphins and natural opioids, which can be stronger than morphine. It is very important to understand that the brain is the strongest drug cabinet in the world. Your brain can prescribe you the strongest painkillers you'll ever need. Like I said before, context, meaning, and expectations all play a key role in the pain experience. It is not just the visual threat, the actual threat, it's also the perceived threat, the context that you're in. Placebo and nocebo effects demonstrate this power. Believing that a treatment can actually help you will relieve pain. Expecting harm, on the other hand, can increase pain. There is a constant risk to benefit ratio that your brain is trying to analyze and trying to make sense of. Based on this risk to benefit analysis, your brain will produce pain or not. Understanding that your brain is a protective mechanism that does not tell you whether something is damaged or not, it tells you whether there's a threat or a perceived threat, should help you calm down and understand that you shouldn't have to be fearful of pain. And this education, this reassurance that pain does not have to equal damage, doesn't have to be anything wrong necessarily with your body, allows for the brain to open the medicine cabinet and start producing those endorphins and positive hormones that help reduce pain. If you catastrophize, if you worry a lot about your pain, think that it's something wrong with you, something is damaged, something is severe, your brain will see it as a threat and produce the hormones and the chemicals that are actually gonna increase your pain sensitivity. Movement, positive experiences, reframing pain all contribute to turning down the brain's alarm system and engaging the chemicals that help you. And I know it can be very difficult to view pain as something that is not bad, something that is not harmful, and that it's something that is there to protect you and might be even good or helpful. And this comes down to an evolutionary bias we have. Humans have a bias towards pessimism, towards fear. Because fear and pessimism, including towards pain, has been detrimental to the survival of humans. Being pessimistic, being fearful, being cautious has greater benefits to your survival than always being optimistic, always being trusting. In nature, you don't know what's behind the bush. You hear rattling. You don't know if this rattling is from a friend, your girlfriend, or from a lion that's looking for its next prey. If you're very trustworthy, evolutionarily, you might not react to the rattling of the bush, to the unknown behind the trees. Being fearful, being pessimistic will put your body on alert and have you ready to respond quicker, and it will help you avoid being the next snack of the predator. So don't be surprised that it might take time to view pain as something that is okay, something that you shouldn't be so fearful about, because we have a bias towards fear and pessimism. The cost of not reacting to a threat, underreaction, was historically far greater than the cost of reacting to a non-threat, overreacting. This imbalance reinforces the survival value of being cautious and focusing on negativity. Unfortunately, this negativity influences how we experience pain. And we know that positivity and optimism will help improve your pain experience and reduce pain. This was a short insight into how pain works, and hopefully it can help ease your mind a little bit. In the next video, we're going to go into more depth on the history, and science behind pain, as well as actionable steps you can take in reducing or preventing pain. Don't forget, pain does not equal damage. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to check out some of my other ones, or check out my website where I provide free resources as well as online one-on-one health coaching.